So when it fires, it has a place to expand. The grog does, or paper clay works pretty good too. You can use any clay, as I said, except I wouldn't use porcelain or B-mix with no grog in it, because they don't have a chance to expand. There's a lot of thermal shock in Raku, because we're going up to 1800 degrees in a half hour. So the piece takes a lot of pressure. So I would say if you want to do this, get some WSO. It's the best one that we have. There are better clays, but we can't use them here because they're a low fire clay, and we're not allowed to use them because they would melt if they got into a high fire furnace.
WSO is a stoneware, right?
What's that?
It's a stoneware.
It is stoneware. They're all stoneware, yeah. But I would say, stick with the ones with a lot of grog in them if you have a choice. Okay. Now, I would say make little pieces like this. Buy a bag and make a lot of them. Little, whatever you can. If you want to, pinch pots or whatever. It doesn't. You don't want to do stuff in the beginning that you really spend a lot of time at or real proud of, because you just want to get a habit of it, the feel of it. And this is what I did for a year. I made a lot of these little things, and and you just, they look good and they're useful. You can use them for on your dresser or whatever, What would you use?
Jewelry, candy.
Yeah, you can put them on your dresser. You could put stuff in them, but I wouldn't put, candy in papers, not food. That's not really good. But, okay, so you got that idea. Make a lot of little things and have fun with that. And then you can practice. That's the whole idea. We got a kiln here. We can use it every day. It's really nice. You got that's available. And I'm not going to be doing it all the time, but a lot of you can do it. Bob is Bob. Oh, there he is. Bob's he's there now. He's ready to take over. It really isn't that hard, especially once you've practiced. Okay. The next thing you want to think about after you got your pieces is to glaze them. And if you want to come up and look, anybody, the glaze is thick. Try doing this.
Why should you do it first?
Okay, I do this, and the first coat, you want it to cover everything.
And you're using a very, what kind of brush?
It's just
Doesn't matter?
No, I mean, this is a floppy brush, I like that. But you want to cover the piece first, completely. And I like to use 2 coats. First I cover it, and that soaks, that'll dry real fast. And it'll soak in.
Can you do the bottom?
I don't do the bottom, but you can. I mean,
But you can?
you can, yeah, it'll.
It's not like the glaze.
It is, well, it's a glaze.
I mean,
you can do this. It's just, I don't really bother with it. I like the black. But I would have to clean this off. You can use this, I'll do the whole thing.
Is that Tutti Frutti?
This is Tutti Frutti. That's what this is. This is Tutti Frutti, both outside and inside. It looks different.
wow.
It's cool. It's a nice glaze. It's probably, other than the white crackle, which is the most popular, I think, but this is definitely popular because it's got a lot of different colors. Okay, I'll let that dry for a second, and then I'll give it a second coat. And a lot of people will say how many coats. Well, as I say, I like to use 2. Beyond that, I think it's just getting too thick and it's just going to run. Because when we get up to about 1800, it starts to run. And what'll happen is you'll get this. It'll run down underneath. That's,
Oh, what's the name? What is that?
I think that's pink. You have to stir it.
Okay.
Everybody, every time you start, you stir it, and because it'll be hard at the top generally.
There we go.
Yeah, but I don't know if you really. I mean, you mean in different places on the pot?
No, well, that too.
Yeah, but
looks like salmon, you're right.
I think these are formulated already, so you get enough variation. And we've got, well, this one is good, and another one that I really like for a luster is red green, whatever that is. It's called red green luster. Combustion chamber, and what happens is the smoke, the carbon penetrates where the cracks are on the slip, and that's where you get the black. And then after that, you got to scrape all that off, and that comes off pretty easily with a putty knife. And the shininess stays. You see that? That's a nice thing about Terrace de July. If you don't fire it too high, it'll stay shiny. Okay,
But if you just
this one,
fire that,
this
then-
also has terracid on it. You can see the black is shiny. Yeah. Where the glazes are, it's just kind of fun. Yeah,
If you just took the terrace and
if, God forbid, you drop a piece when it's 1800 degrees on a nylon shoe, it'll just melt. And your foot would be very unhappy. And the same thing with clothes. You want to wear cotton or wool, not nylon or not any synthetic. And
Blue shorts.
so you want to wear long sleeves.
Not a
We
good
have
idea.
gloves,
No.
so that's not a problem. And I think the club is going to buy another pair of nice heat-resistant gloves. And let's see. And I would wear a hat, tie your hair back, and because what you're going to be doing, well, you put paper into a bucket, and as soon as the hot piece hits that paper, it bursts into flames. We use paper. You don't have to. You could use sawdust or any leaves, needles, any combustible material. But we use paper because it burns away fast, and we don't want smoldering fire here because
Fire department.
the fire department would come, yeah. And people complain, so we try and get it out and have as much smoke in the chamber as we can get, but not to have it all over the place, So, and this is something that you really have to experience is the actual process. I don't know, I mean, some people like to just put things up here and have them done for them, but to me, that's not the point at all. It's doing it, it's being a part of it, and it's creating art, really. That's my point.
What kind
Make
of
sure they-
mask should we wear? I mean, I'm really sensitive
Well,
to
you
the
should,
the ash.
I tell you, the
mask.
best mask you can get
Yeah.
would be,
N95.
yeah, I'm not a good, I just wear a regular mask, but it's, you should probably wear one of those ones with the little,
Filters on them.
respirator.
a respirator, yeah.
Like the hazmat.
Well, what does a fireman wear? They wear some really nice, super nice, because,
It's like when Ben wears it doing the glazes.
That's a
yeah,
respirator.
that's the best thing, I think, because the smoke is kind of toxic, and
Yeah.
it is, it stinks.
Yeah.
And because you're burning, chemicals, really, yeah. Stinky and. It's okay.
I love that.
Smell like you're in the woods.
It's a lot of fun. I mean,
So before,